I'll be honest. Not long ago, I was just like you, struggling to get things done, running in circles, and always feeling like I was busy but not productive. It wasn't until I discovered one simple truth that everything changed. Focus is the ultimate game changer. At first, I didn't believe it. I thought I had to work harder, faster, do more, just like everyone else. But then I realized I was doing all the wrong things. I spent hours each day jumping from one task to another, convincing myself that I was being productive. The result? I was burnt out and frustrated, not seeing the progress I wanted. Then something clicked. I changed my approach, shifted my focus, and the results were unbelievable. Now I'm going to show you the exact process that transformed my productivity, and it all starts with one thing: laser focus. Laser focus is not a luxury. It's the single most powerful skill you can develop to dramatically increase your productivity, achieve your biggest goals, and double your output. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. If you want to unlock your full potential, if you want to break free from distractions and get more done in less time, then you need to master the art of laser focus. Over the years, I've worked with some of the most successful people in the world, and the one thing they all have in common is their ability to focus. They know how to cut through the noise, eliminate distractions, and focus on what truly matters. This is the skill that can change everything for you. The ability to focus deeply and consistently on the right tasks is the difference between success and mediocrity. It's time to stop feeling busy but unproductive. It's time to stop letting distractions take control of your day. You deserve more. You deserve to see real, tangible results. I'm going to show you exactly how to double your output, focus more effectively, and get the most out of your time. These are simple, actionable strategies, no fluff, no theory, just proven, results-driven techniques. When you take these 3 steps and put them into action, you will transform your productivity, your focus, and your life. The road to success is built one focused action at a time. It's time to take the first step. So if you're ready to stop wasting time and start producing massive results in less time, let's dive right into it. The first step in mastering laser focus is setting a clear vision. You cannot hit a target you cannot see. Clarity is power, and it all starts with having a precise vision of what you want to achieve. Think about it. If you don't know where you're going, how can you know when you've arrived? It's like driving a car without a GPS. You can drive around for hours and end up nowhere, wasting time and energy. But when you have a clear vision, you know exactly what you need to do and where you're going. You cut through the distractions and keep your eyes on the prize. Clarity is power. When you define your goals clearly, you stop wasting time, stop wasting energy, and start directing all your efforts toward achieving your vision. But here's the truth. If your goal isn't clear and measurable, it's a fantasy. A vague goal like, I want to be successful, doesn't get you anywhere. But something specific like, I will increase my sales by 30% this year, is actionable. You can track progress, make adjustments, and stay on target. Let me give you a real-world example. Jim, a friend of mine, wanted to grow his business but kept getting distracted by smaller tasks. Once we set a clear target, a 20% increase in revenue in 6 months, and broke it down into steps like increasing marketing efforts, improving customer service, and optimizing product pricing, his business began to grow. He wasn't chasing every opportunity anymore. He was focused on what mattered most. The key is to write down your goal. Don't just think about it, write it down on paper. When you do that, you're making a commitment to yourself and to your vision. Your brain takes it seriously when it's written down, and you begin to act with intention. Once you've written it down, break your big goal into smaller, actionable tasks. This is crucial. No one reaches a big goal in one giant leap. Think about a goal like running a marathon. You don't run 26 miles on day 1. You start by running 3 miles, then 5, then 10, and before you know it, you're prepared for the full race. That's how you achieve any big goal step by step. This is where the ABCDE method comes in. It's simple, but highly effective. Label your tasks, and then, no matter what happens during the day, you focus on completing those A tasks first. When you finish an A task, move on to the B tasks. This strategy keeps you focused and ensures that you're making real progress. Once you have your vision set, the next step is to eliminate distractions. If focus is your weapon, distractions are your enemy. Multitasking is a myth. It doesn't work, it splits your attention, and you end up doing many things poorly instead of a few things excellently. Take John, a client of mine, as an example. He was constantly juggling between responding to emails, handling customer complaints, and working on projects. It wasn't until he started dedicating specific blocks of time to one task at a time that he saw a drastic increase in his productivity. Instead of checking his email every few minutes, he set aside 45-minute blocks of uninterrupted time to focus solely on the task at hand. His work quality improved, his stress decreased, and his focus became sharper. Here's the strategy I use every day: single tasking. This is where you block off specific periods of time to focus on just one task at a time and nothing else. It's not about being busy, it's about being productive. You focus deeply on one task without any distractions. You don't check your phone, you don't check your email, you focus on one thing, and that's it. Start by setting aside uninterrupted time blocks for your most important tasks. If you have a project to complete, set a block of 90 minutes where you focus solely on that project. During this time, turn off your phone, close all other tabs on your computer, and eliminate all potential distractions. I also recommend using the Pomodoro technique. This simple method involves working for 25 minutes, then taking a 5-minute break. After 4 cycles, take a longer break. This technique helps maintain your focus and keeps you from burning out. Creating a focused environment is another powerful step. Whether it's a quiet room or a designated workspace, make sure your environment supports your goal of focus. If you're constantly surrounded by distractions, it'll be hard to stay on track. A simple but powerful strategy is to organize your workspace. When everything is in its place, your mind will feel more organized and ready to focus. Now that you've set your vision and eliminated distractions, the next step is to control your time. Time is your most precious resource. It's the one thing you can never get back. And yet, many people let it slip away without making the most of it. This is where time management comes in. It's the foundation of being productive, and it's the difference between simply being busy and actually achieving your goals. You see, there's a fundamental truth that successful people understand. You must be in control of your time, or your time will control you. If you let your day unfold without structure, you'll spend more time reacting to things than taking proactive action toward your goals. You need a strategy that makes every minute count. Let's talk about time blocking. This is one of the most powerful tools for time management. Time blocking means you schedule your day in chunks, and each chunk is dedicated to a specific task or set of tasks. Instead of leaving your day open-ended and letting things come up randomly, you control your schedule by deciding exactly when you will work on what. This simple practice ensures that you're working on your priorities and not getting lost in distractions. For example, let's say you have a major project that needs your attention. Instead of finding time during the day to work on it, you block out 2 hours every morning where you focus exclusively on that project. During that time, you're not checking emails, not taking calls, and not doing anything else. You're 100% focused on the task at hand. This is how you make real progress. Next, we come to the 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle. This principle states that 20% of your efforts will yield 80% of your results. When it comes to time management, this is crucial. Instead of spreading yourself thin across many tasks, focus on the 20% of activities that will give you the most impact. For instance, if you're in sales, instead of spending time on low-value activities like organizing your desk or answering unimportant emails, spend the bulk of your time on meeting with high-value clients and closing deals. These are the activities that will move you closest to your goal. I've seen this in action time and time again. Take Sarah, a business owner I worked with. She used to spend hours each day checking emails and dealing with minor tasks that weren't really moving the needle. Once we implemented time blocking and focused on her 20%, the high-value tasks like customer acquisition and product development, her business took off. She stopped wasting time on things that didn't matter, and she started making measurable progress every day. Another key component of time control is tracking your time. I know this may sound basic, but it's a game changer. If you don't track how you're spending your time, you can't improve it. I recommend using time tracking apps like Toggle or Rescue Time. These apps show you exactly where your time is going and help you identify areas where you're wasting time. Once you see that, you can make changes. If you spend 2 hours a day on social media, but that's not aligned with your goals, then you know you need to cut that down. Time tracking holds you accountable and helps you make sure you're spending time on the things that matter most. But don't just track your time, protect it. If you're constantly reacting to emails, messages, or other people's priorities, you'll never get anything done. That's why I recommend creating no interruption zones in your day. Set boundaries and protect your focused work time. Let people know that during certain hours you're unavailable for anything that's not urgent. This way, you're in control of your schedule, not someone else. And more importantly, there's one more crucial element you need to focus on: building momentum. Momentum is the driving force that keeps you going even when things get tough. Think of it like a snowball rolling downhill. It starts small, but as it picks up speed, it becomes harder to stop. And the best part is, The more momentum you build, the less effort you'll need to put in. But how do you build momentum? It starts with small, consistent actions. Every single day, take steps toward your goal. They don't have to be huge steps, but they need to be consistent. The magic happens when you show up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Just like in the gym, the results aren't immediate, but over time, you start to see your strength build. The same happens with your goals. I've worked with many high performers, and one thing they all have in common is their daily commitment. They don't wait for motivation to strike. They create momentum by sticking to their routines. Whether it's working out, writing, making calls, or any other task that moves them closer to their goals, they show up every day. One of my clients, Tom, used to struggle with staying on track. He'd start projects but would get discouraged when results didn't come fast enough. But once we focused on consistency, taking small steps every day, regardless of how long it took, his progress was undeniable. He didn't need to be motivated. He simply relied on his consistent actions to build momentum. And that momentum carried him through to success. The key is starting. You'll find that the hardest part is getting started. But once you're in motion, you'll naturally build momentum. And the best part is, you'll start enjoying the process. The grind doesn't feel like a grind anymore because you've created a system that works for you. So here's the secret. Don't wait for motivation to strike. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now. And every day, take one small action towards your goal. That's all it takes to build momentum. Finally, let's talk about one of the biggest mindset shifts you'll need to make if you want to achieve real success, from being busy to being productive. Most people think being busy means being productive. They spend their days running around, doing everything they can think of, but at the end of the day, they realize they've achieved very little. They feel exhausted, but they haven't moved closer to their goals. Here's the truth. Being busy isn't the same as being productive. In fact, being busy can sometimes mean you're doing things that don't really matter. Productive people focus on what's important, not just what's urgent. Take Susan, a business owner I worked with. She used to feel overwhelmed by everything on her plate. She was constantly busy, but when we took a closer look at her tasks, we realized that much of her time was spent on low-value activities that weren't helping her grow her business. Once we helped her shift her focus to the most impactful tasks, like meeting with clients and refining her marketing strategy, her productivity skyrocketed. It's not about doing more, it's about doing more of what matters. And that starts with prioritizing the tasks that have the biggest impact on your goals. It's about saying no to distractions, saying no to busy work, and saying yes to the tasks that move you forward. Now that you know the 3 key steps to laser focus, setting your vision, eliminating distractions, and mastering time management, it's time to take action. Here's what I want you to do right now. Pick one task that will move you closer to your goal today and start working on it. Don't wait for the perfect time. Start now and build the momentum you need to succeed. Remember, it's the small, consistent actions that lead to big results.